Here we see the stony-faced Korean, Jang Jung. He's going to fight the man on the bottom left-hand side of the screen in the black robe, Danilo Creati. Danilo Creati is obviously from Italy, but he's based in and representing Australia, specifically representing the Bondi Boxing Gym, trained by head trainer Tony Del Vecchio, a very handsome co-trainer, Ben McCulloch, former model and a former professional boxer himself. He went all the way to the WBO's world title, fighting in Russia, fighting for it. Unsuccessful. Enough about Ben. Let's focus on Danilo Creati. Trained, of course, by Tony Del Vecchio. Stoic, strong presence in the corner of the Australian team. And he will be facing that man. That man's trunks. The trunks belong to Jang Jung from Korea. Strong, relentless. Pretty much the same tale, or the same story in every fight. They meet in the center of the ring. The referee gives his final instructions. Danilo Creati and Jang Jung. Jang Jung is known for, much the same as Shin So-won, is known for an impregnable defense and more so a relentless style and impervious to damage. Takes punches really well. He's happy to take two to give one. Here we go, round one, final fight of the night in Seoul, Korea. This is Korea versus Vietnam, and in this case, Australia. Danilo Creati, the virtuoso Italian-Australian boxer, looking to implement his many tools in the trade. Good defense, great hand speed, beautiful reflexes, excellent ring craftsmanship. You see them trade hard right hands. Danilo working the body, and Jang Jung also working the body behind a crouched high stance. Danilo with the Floyd Mayweather style rolling, nice counter right hand, doesn't quite land, and Jang Jung with the classical squat, compact, two hands up, wearing the cursed green gloves, which has seen Korea lose every one of their first 5 fights. This is indeed the 6th and final fight. And we see the Korean winging huge punches, very little accuracy, reckless abandon. Bit of head movement there, stepping back out of the way, sprightly stepping back does Jang Jung representing Korea in the main event. You can see already that Danilo Creati has got fast feet, good reflexes. Let's see how his shot selection is. Looks good so far. Jab to the head and a jab to the body. Good, alternating the punches, getting the defense and the hands of the Korean to move. The Korean walks forward through a couple of jabs and a nice little left hook. Right uppercut to the body, doesn't quite land. Danilo is winning round number 1, not with any definitive, impactful, painful punches, but with style. Some smooth lead hand jab action. The clinch in the center of the ring. The Korean looks to punch. The referee breaks him up. The Korean looks at this point like it's pretty clear he's going to wing shots in the hope of landing something. Danilo's got the accuracy, makes a beautiful angle a la Lomachenko around to the right, to the peripherals of the Korean fighter, who at this point is just kind of content to inch forward behind a high guard and wear jabs and hopefully land one of them big overhand rights or winging left hooks. Very bitter face on the Korean. He looks angry. Staying low, which is good. Powerful calves, knees bent, looking to unload. Can he land on Danilo, otherwise known as the Ghost? He's very hard to hit. Keeps moving. Nice double jab right hand there. Doesn't land. Glances over the top. Counter left hook by the Korean. Danilo has his hand up. Also doesn't land. Patient, poised round 1. Both fighters. Danilo landing the better shots, but nothing meaningful as of yet. See a little bit of Lomachenko in his style. That was beautiful. Really big time there. Clearly illustrated my point. Great, deft footwork and really good timing, both in terms of his punches, but also his maneuvering around the ring. Danilo looks relaxed and focused at the end of round number 1. Good rounds of the Australian, fighting out of the Bondi Boxing. Very relaxed corner, efficient, precise. Good cornering from both teams thus far. All the Vietnamese corners, all the Vietnamese trainers, and the Korean. The Koreans haven't really come up with a winning game plan as of yet, but they have trained boxers that, for the most part, with the exception of the first couple, have kept their hands up, have kept their wits about them, and have maintained a focus and a respect and a decent game plan. I've seen them last several fights. When nearing the start of round number 2, you see in the background the highlights of round number 1. Good round number 1. Nothing overly exciting, no really hard punches landed, but fairly enthusiastically contested round number 1. As we begin round number 2, Danilo Creati looking to establish that long lead left jab and open his man up. Open up the Korean, who looks unbothered. They touch gloves. Danilo stretches what looks like his crutch. Nice jabs to the body. Feinting, tapping to the head, pouring. There is some Lomachenko. You can see in Danilo Creati's style. Really good, especially a breaking to the right, which is quite rare for an orthodox fighter. It's much easier for an orthodox fighter to move, pivot quickly. So Danilo lands a beautiful right hook there. Doesn't bother the Korean. Been a few patterns in this fight, but the Koreans have been game. That the foreign countries, Vietnam and Australia, have been the greatest skilled fighters. And another thing that's quite good is that the Koreans are incredibly tough. Jang Jung was bombed out in the first round, dispatched quickly and easily by Vu Tan Dat. The second fighter was not a native of Korea who was knocked out. And since then, all the fights have been, if not evenly contested, at least respectably contested, as we see Danilo Creati, long-range fighter, doing some excellent body work and some excellent short uppercuts. Really impressive. Good head movement by the Italian-Australian Danilo Creati. Great fighter with a great name. Really enjoyable to say. Good counter right uppercut. Caught the punch and shot the uppercut back. Caught the left hook with the left jab of the Koreans and shot back straight away with the right uppercut. Found the gap straight up underneath the chin as he displays some good rolling. Would like him to bend his left knee a little bit more, stay low, to either get under the hook, get under the left hooks, which are inevitably coming, or slip, pivot off to the side. It's important for for fighters Freudian slip, for fighters to bend their left knee if they're going to employ the shoulder rolling style. We see now Danilo Creati, as I said before, more of a long-range sharpshooter, a multiple-time Italian national amateur champion. But in this fight, he looks content to work on the inside, which suits the Korean fine. Jang Jung, who does almost all of his good work on the inside. You can see here that Danilo's much better shot selection, better arsenal, great variety of punches and fitness. You can clearly see that in spite of that, Jang Jung is tough, strong, the stronger of the two fighters. Really taking a pound here, if you're going to be realistic. In round number 2, this is a definitive round for Danilo Creati, who's really not been hit once flush, but has landed a lot of flush shots. Almost lands a right hand and then almost lands a left hook, does the Korean, but not quite. As Danilo comes forward, sort of like fragments or flashes of a Toro Gatti versus Floyd Mayweather there. Danilo with both hands down, punching, beautiful counter left hook. A little bit of communication between the two fighters there, which is pretty funny. They finish round number 2. Round number 1 won by Danilo Creati. Round number 2 dominated by Danilo Creati. The second round complete in the final 6th fight of Korea versus Vietnam and Australia. Really entertaining fights thus far. Probably the highlight was, I think it was Hwan Hyuk-soo versus Chan Dak-to. That was a really good fight. Not the highlight, but I'll amend that. Shin So-won versus Nguyen Van Dung. That was definitely the highlight. That was a barnstorming fight. A lot of punches thrown by both fighters. A lot of punches worn, especially by the Korean. The Korean zombie, as they call him, Shin So-won, took a lot of punches to the body and the head. Incredible, he was standing up gamely, enthusiastically at the end of that fight. probably a little concussed with probably a migraine, a little bit more than a headache. Anyway, we start round number 3 of the final fight. Danilo Creati versus Jang Jung. Pouring jabs to start. Danilo looking to mount some offense. Obviously, Jang Jung looking to mount some offense as well, but it's a much harder task. You see the great athleticism, the reflexes of Danilo. And you see the sort of slow, plodding, workmanlike style and speed of Jang Jung, who's clearly strong. You can tell that much. He moves forward, thus far primarily unbothered by Danilo Creati's really accurate, high-quality punching. Really seeing some flashes of Lomachenko here in Danilo Creati. It's really impressive when you can sort of pull back your stomach and avoid a body shot. That really, there we go. We see the Korean unbothered, tapping his own head, saying, I don't care. Danilo Creati also doesn't care and is happy to see the Korean wearing punches in the face and the body and implying that I don't mind being hit. We see some aggression here by the Korean, more so spite than aggression amounting to offense. That was a bit of a headbutt. There we go. It was a headbutt. Danilo Creati is saying, what the heck? Or what the hell? Headbutt by the Korean. Bit of dirty tactics. The first really clearly clear unfair behaviour, unsportsmanlike conduct as it's termed by either side or by either of the 3 countries. And it's by the Korean Jang Jung, who's probably admittedly quite frustrated by the diversity and the expanse of Danilo Creati's both offense and defense. As Danilo jabs and holds high to the head and then shoots the right hand to the body. It doesn't quite land. Jang Jung displaying some decent head movement. He obviously looks content to wing overhand rights. He lands a decent left hook, which Danilo catches, and then a right hand that glances off the left shoulder of Danilo. Danilo pumping the jab, really fast jab, really busy with his feet, but also his hands, both offensively and defensively, making some great angles. Danilo, again, the Korean wings some huge shots. Jang Jung looks outskilled, and he's being outpunched, but he's strong. He's got some power. Got some weight behind them right hands. You can see it in his legs. Typically a strong set of calves and a strong set of legs in a boxer translates both to power and fortitude or integrity. A strong chin, basically. You can tell already as Danilo lands a beautiful 1-2 that the Korean Jang Jung is clearly got a great chin. Kind of slaps away Danilo as they walk back to their corners. That is the end of round number 3. We await the beginning of round number 4. 3 rounds, all 3 to the Italian-Australian Danilo. Excuse me. All 3 rounds to the Australian Danilo Creati. Originally from Italy, based out of Australia's Bondi Boxing Club. Head trainer Tony Del Vecchio in the corner, squaring off against the man you can see there sitting on a stool or a plastic chair. Jang Jung, the aggressive and it seems to a degree dirty Korean fighter. We await the start of round number 4. Moving to the halfway point of the final fight. The fighters stand up, they get ready to do battle again. I don't think there'll be any touching gloves in this round. They've kind of established they're not happy with each other, but they do. They touch gloves. Incited originally by Danilo. Danilo, very fast, virtuoso, beautiful fast jab. Kind of a Wing Van High jab. Wing Van High against Moon Song Hyuk landed some beautiful piston-like jabs. Some of them thrown from the shoulders, some of them thrown off the hip. They were beautiful. Really impressive when you can land a flush jab on your opponent and he hasn't moved his hands at all. He hasn't even realised. The best at this point the Korean can do, Jang Jung is kind of indicated he's not being hurt. But take it from me, being hit flush in the head and the body, never a good thing. Especially when it's by someone who's a high quality professional boxer. And Danilo is Beautiful range, but also beautiful arsenal of offense. Landing some really good punches as the Korean looks to smother Danilo's attack and get his work done on the inside. But Danilo's happy to oblige him, showing some deft head movement. Beautiful jabs, stepping just out of range, just further enough to avoid the incoming punches, but land some beautiful punches. Danilo, very impressive output thus far as he switches momentarily southpaw, throws a glancing check right hook, back to orthodox, dodges the assault from the Korean, ducks under a shot, slips back out. Korean looks to work on the inside. The Korean referee breaks the fighters up. Danilo's not happy. He thought he was getting a break. Beautiful jab there. Beautiful jab there by Danilo Creati. Jang Jung is making this entertaining. It's a spirited fight from both fighters. Jang Jung has been hit a lot. He lands a good right hand there. Doesn't quite find the mark, but it reaches the body, maybe the shoulders of Danilo Creati. That was a big looping overhand right. He almost lands a counter left hook. Danilo catching all these shots though. Good little left hook to the body, by the Korean. A couple of pouring jabs. Getting a little more offense done in this round number 4. And he's back to somewhere between machismo, showboating, saying it doesn't hurt when you punch me. But it does. It hurts to get punched in the face. And punched in the face, that is beautiful piston-like jab. Punched in the face again and again. Jang Jung showing toughness, but not a lot of defense and defensive smarts. And he hasn't seemed to compile any insight from the way Danilo fights. Even though Danilo is clearly the more athletic and technically gifted fighter, there should be some countermeasures employed by Jang Jung instead of just kind of storming forward and wearing punches. Danilo stepping in, landing a whipping jab. There we go. A little bit of offense traded by both parties. Clearly Danilo landing the better of the shots. This is without bias. This is just a dominant fight. A dominant, swept the scorecards thus far of any sensible judge. 4 rounds down, all 4 of the rounds to Danilo Creati. The first round was somewhat competitive. The last 3 rounds have been a whitewash. It's still competitive in the sense that Jang Jung is quite strong. Clearly won't be knocked out easily, but in terms of punch connects, it's all been Australia/Italy in the form of Danilo Creati. Landed so many flush jabs, some beautiful first attacks, and then reposition, pivoting around to the left and the right to land second attacks to the head and the body. Danilo is quite an exciting fighter. Obviously not the biggest puncher, but he's got really good boxing skills, and what makes him exciting is the fact that he comes to fight. He doesn't come to strictly move, box, and sort of out-athlete and completely outbox the fighter. He looks to land punches and hurt the opponents, and hurt his former opponents he has. He's got knockouts on his record. I've spoken with one of his former opponents who actually fought for Vietnam tonight. That is Chan Duc To fought Danilo Creati, the last victory 8 in March in Ho Chi Minh. Really good fight. Chan Duc To had some really good moments, but for the most part it was dominated by Danilo Creati from Italy via Australia. As he steps in with a nice sort of peripheral side left hook, gets some good body work done here. Really good angles, again, a la Lomachenko, pivoting and twisting to both sides, landing flush shots, cocking the head back of the opponent, and then pivoting out of range. As you see it there, really good, either smothering the Korean's attack or turning and rolling, deflecting the shots. Danilo laughs as the Korean says, "You're not hurting me," by a la, aka Tarzan, banging his own chest. Danilo alternating between an inside game and an outside game. The Korean storms forward and lands a good left hook, but it was worn on the arms or the gloves by Danilo. He lands a beautiful right uppercut. They trade uppercuts on the inside, a few body shots, some decent work done by the Korean, but nothing that really lands flush. Some good body work by Danilo, some good body work by the Korean there. Some catch, some receive and shoot back work by Danilo. He catches, feels punches, and then shoots back. Nice right hook. Both fighters exchange good right hands. Danilo landing earlier, much harder. Fortunately for the Korean, he's got a really good chin. closing stages of round number 5. Danilo lands some really good punches. Korean on the ropes. Danilo happy to lean up against him, land a couple of chopping right hooks. Couple of right hands to the body. Left hooks by the Korean all caught. Danilo some great body work. It'll be really good to see him uncork some really hard straight right hands and then link it back up with the left hook to the liver of the Korean. The Korean's really game. It'd be good to see as well the Korean mount some more offense because he's had a few moments, but like they're very few and far between. Is Danilo much more active and also much more accurate. The Korean tries to pull Danilo's head down, but Danilo slips out of range, throws 3 left hands in a row. But back in the center, on the inside, working like Mexicans. Danilo rolling good, straight right hand on the jaw. That was probably the most flush punch the Queens landed this entire fight. That was in the closing stages of round 5. As they momentarily take a break, a little bit of reprisal. Danilo shifts his weight onto the front foot, long range, popping some jabs. Easily motions around the ring, smoothly moves around the ring, I should say. Looks really relaxed, very comfortable. You can see every shot coming, with the exception of that one beautiful right hand that the Korean landed. That has been really, realistically, the only good shot of any merit the Korean has landed this entire fight. A couple of short little chopping uppercuts, but nothing with any weight behind it. Jang Jung Ho, the Korean. Jang Jung Ho landed a really nice right hand there towards the closing stages of round number 5, and that has been the only really flush, impressive shot realistically he's landed this whole fight versus the sublime, super fast Danilo Creati. You see the highlights in the background. Nice chopping right uppercuts and turning off, pivoting off expertly, not getting greedy and looking to trade excessively. Danilo Creati, based out of the Bondi Boxing Club in Australia, shoots some really short, accurate shots, then pivots off to either side, moving really effectively. The word is lateral, and Danilo Creati has employed some wonderful lateral movement in this fight, which we haven't seen effectively, regularly from any of the other fighters in the whole fight, from either the Korean or the Vietnamese teams. Danilo Creati should have his knees bent a little more there, but it still rolls away from the right hand really well. Great timing by Danilo. The Korean looking to mount some offense, but keeps wearing jabs, stiff left jabs. Danilo landing some right hands. It almost sounds like I'm biased, because so many of the punches, almost all of the punches landed from the Australian Danilo Creati. But that's just the way it is. The Korean's game, Jang Jung Ho, but he just can't really mount much, with the exception of that one clean right hand in the last round. There we go, you can see it again. Very, very Lomachenko-ish against Lomachenko's opponents. Easily dodging the offense with great timing and defense, and then landing some really effective punching offense of his own. Is Danilo Creati, looking very relaxed. He's obviously configured the patterns that he sees presenting themselves from the offense and the movement of the Korean Jang Jung Ho, and probably with the expert, the master coaching, Tony Delvecchio and Ben McCulloch. He's very comfortable both with what he's done and also how he's expected to perform and what he's expecting from Jang Jung Ho. Jang Jung Ho throwing some hard right and left hooks there. That left hook that sailed over Danilo Creati's head looked very impressive, but couldn't find the mark. Danilo standing high, a couple of short right hands there, kind of land to a degree on Danilo's head, but nothing with any weight behind it or any ill will. Certainly there's a bit of malice in this fight between the two. They seem to be, well, certainly the Korean seems to be flustered by Danilo, but almost entirely because he can't land any offense. And Danilo's clever. He's not staying in the one spot. He knows when to rumble. He knows when to crowd. He knows when to move laterally, and he knows when to box on the outside with the long game. Though he should have probably stepped out of the way there. A couple of good shots by the Korean. Jang Jung Ho lands his first good shots of round number 6. And having said that, Danilo Creati learned some beautiful straight long punches, and now he's on the inside learning some good chopping right uppercuts and right hooks to the body. Beautiful right uppercuts there. Motions, rolls around, repositions himself outside to the left of the Korean. And then they're back out on the outside. Beautiful pull. Where was the counter, Danilo? That would have been a really nice time to throw a right hand after that expertly timed pull. There's a beautiful timed counter. Kind of the roll slash pull counter. Danilo looking really comfortable, very confident with his hands down. The Korean Jang Jung was a jab for his troubles at the end of round number 6. Really impressive stuff thus far. Really impressive stuff by both fighters. Specific to the Korean, Jang Jung really impressive in staying competitive, staying focused. No hissy fits, emotional outbursts, or lack of concentration whilst being hit often. Almost at will, he's still maintaining his own game plan. He's still, in spite of again wearing flush punches to the face and the body, he's still keeping his hands up. And for the most part, keeping his hands in, protecting his core. It's just that what makes Danilo so impressive in this fight is the multi-dimensionality. He can box on the outside. He can brawl on the inside. He can catch and counter. He can wrestle. And as we've seen through this fight, he can break laterally. Some beautiful angles. Much the same as the kind you'd seen of the Lomachenko fight. Danilo Creati and Korea's Jang Jung. Really good fight thus far. Neither fighter looks like they can really hurt the other fighter. Primarily from Danilo's perspective, that's because he can't really be hit flush. Certainly not often. And as we can see there, the Korean beast, Jang Jung, he looks strong. He looks like he's been hit a lot, and he looks like he doesn't care. As we begin round number 7. Jang Jung not taking a backward step. They touch gloves to begin round number 7. Beautiful jab to start the round. Jab to the body, showing his diversity, his intelligence, trying to get the hands and the defense moving. Of Jang Jung, Danilo Creati shoots multiple shots to the head. Fast jabs, whipping jabs. They bang heads. And the Korean says, I don't care, let's keep going. The Korean almost lands a good right hand, but Danilo narrowly avoids it. And looks to establish his jab again. Good ring positioning, rolling, ducking, sliding, slipping, all the shots that are coming in from the Korean. All the incomings being avoided thus far in round number 7. Good counter left hook there. Nice little chopping right hand there by the Korean. He's got some strength in them punches. He just can't land them flush. Danilo's too fast, out of range, or with the hands up or rolling or slipping. And the impact eventually occurs. Good little display of diversity in shot selection there. Danilo. Cheeky little shot on the inside by Jang Jung as he walks forward yet again, gets his shot off second after Danilo lands his shot and then steps out of the way. Good little left hook there by Danilo as he circles the perimeter of the ring, plants his feet, maybe looking to work on the inside, gets a good right uppercut off and a good left hook off to the body, then a good jab, as you can hear from my voice reporting what's happening, and a good jab. Danilo gets busy on the offense. There's never a dull moment. Jang Jung from Korea is either sneering or throwing wild shots haphazardly, or wrestling, or, much more so the case, Danilo Creati is creating space or smothering, and either way, landing shots virtually at will. Narrowly misses the counter right hand and then follows it up with a glancing shot that somewhat lands. As the Korean's on the rope, he turns off the rope. Jang Jung back in the center of the ring, steps in with a right hand, then another right hand, neither of which lands. Left hook by Danilo, caught on the gloves by Jang Jung Good jab by Danilo. Slipping like Mike Tyson, moving forward, lands a jab. They're on the inside. The Korean's pushing Danilo's head down. They break, the referee breaks them. Closing stages of round number 7. Been good activity in this fight. Not a lot of shocking, really devastating punches landed, but a lot of really crisp action, and both fighters have been willing. We see some good head movement and range by Danilo as he bolts out of range, brings his hands up to do some work on the inside. Jang Jung lands a glancing left hook. Jang Jung intelligently shifting his head from side to side, seldom directly in the path of Danilo, as Danilo rolls some beautiful shots with his shoulders again and again, then steps back in with a lead right uppercut from the orthodox stance. Danilo looking more and more like Vasil Lomachenko with every round passing. That is the end of round number 7. Really, really good fight thus far. Entertaining, filled with activity, filled with creativity from Danilo, filled with integrity and dogged determination, to use the 2 D words, by the Korean. Jang Jung has done his country proud, and he's made it clear that you can't hurt me. He said multiple times to Danilo Creati, banging his chest, his stomach, and even his own face in a show of primitive pugilism. Primal character, it would appear, Jang Jung, who takes respite, breather. They begin round number 8. This is the 8th round, the final fight. Korea versus Vietnam and Australia. And we have an Australian in Danilo Creati, originally from Italy, based out of the Bondi Boxing Club, trained by Tony Del Vecchio. The Australian court is going to be very He's going to be very happy with what they've seen thus far as we begin round number 8. Touch him up in a show of respect. Maybe the Korean looked to start something then, sort of touch gloves and then throw a shot, but he didn't quite get to do it. They trade punches enthusiastically at the start of round number 8. Danilo has built such an impressive lead over the last 8 rounds, and yet he wants to bang. He wants to do some damage. Exciting fighter. That's what you want to see from a professional, especially from a really, really talented, skillful professional. Someone that still wants to fight and someone that still wants to land punches. The Korean, Jang Jung marches forward, happy to eat punches. Leather in the face. Throws the right hand over the top. Can't really land it flush. Pause a couple that land to 1 degree. On Danilo Creati, it'd be really good. Same as wing behind that last fight, to see them huge right hands miss, glance over the back, come back with a hard left hook to the body. They're the shots that cripple a fighter more than anything else. Following up a big 1-2 off that right hand with a hard left hook to the body, especially when you've rotated your core all the way through it. We see a little bit of rough stuff on the inside. Both of these fighters are accustomed to the rough stuff. They don't shy away from it. They bang heads and bodies, happily trade punches. The Korean pushes his weight against Danilo and then tries to push Danilo's head down. Good body shot there by the Korean, little left hook to the solar plexus. Danilo doing some shoe shine punches, punctuated by a hard left hook that lands flush. The Korean's not bothered. They're happy to fight in a phone booth. Midway through round number 8, Danilo lands a good right uppercut, turns expertly off round to the right. His opponent tie up on the inside. The Korean looks to get some more work done. Slapping left hook and a slapping right hook by the Korean, and another glancing right hook. Danilo catches them all. They trade body shots. Neither body shot lands. Good 1-2. We're good to see again that left hook come off that right hand. Hard little short shots on the inside. Danilo lands a couple of beautiful right uppercuts and a straight right hand, punctuated by multiple right uppercuts. Slips back out of the way. Nice left hand. Good 1-2. Both hooks. Make some angles. They're really, really fluid exchanges here. Neither fighter looks overly bothered by the defense. They're both just trying to land meaningful shots, which makes this a very entertaining fight. Closing stages of round number 8. Really, I wouldn't say competitive technically, but a spirited fight. Both fighters have shown a lot of spirit, energy, and determination. Neither fighter has taken a pronounced backward step. Both happy to exchange punches, even at the expense of banging heads and certainly banging bodies that ran into each other many times. That was the end of round number 8 and the end of what has been a great night. Vietnam versus Korea. Danilo feels confident that he has won. The Korean takes his gloves off. I'm sure the Korean is thinking that he lost definitively, but I'm sure he's proud and he's done his country proud. Valiant effort. Seldom took a step backwards. Probably war between 200 and 300 punches in the face and body. A lot of them flush. Genuinely connecting and snapping the head back to the cream. Really, I'd say a masterful display by Danilo Creati. Displayed his athleticism as well as his game plan that he's clearly worked on with the head coach Tony Del Vecchio. Impressive stuff by the Australian and the Australian team, as well as obviously the Vietnamese team. The Vietnamese team has done Vietnam incredibly proud. They should be so proud of what their boys have done over here in Seoul, Korea. As we look for the official formalities, the announcement, I would anticipate, of a unanimous decision victory to the Australian corner, Danilo Creati. A wonderful night has been had by all. Maybe not so much by the Korean fighters, but by the Korean fans, by the Vietnamese team, the Vietnamese fighters, coaches, the Australian team and coaches. And it's been a great display of cultural exchanges, as well as heated punching exchanges. Really good stuff. Danilo waits. We all wait. Again, like I said, the decision is a mere formality. Danilo dominated every round, moderately close first round, but beyond that, every round won definitively and expertly by Danilo Creati. Danilo's got his hand up somewhat now, and his hands raised. There we go. Victory to the Australian, originally from Italy, da Fratello, which means brother in Italian. Danilo Creati, trained by the Italian trainer, Italian-Australian Tony Del Vecchio. Wonderful fight. Danilo's awarded his trophy at the end of what has been a fantastic night. Korea versus Vietnam and Australia. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed playing.